Do you need a link?
Yes, please.
Alright, I'll get you one. Alright, I'll send it over Skype. Okay, so I am building the Eastern Lands, more specifically, the Skull. Um, I can't pronounce this right, so I'll call it AIJ or something?
IJ.
IJ, yeah. Weird names.
Oh, I guess it's because it's Eastern. They all have weird names.
Yeah, most of them do, at least. So, I'm just, detailing, the landscape now.
How because it's it's Eastern. Are you getting inspiration off where?
Um,
Because if it's say Eastern lands, there aren't really. I'd say there are forests, but the forests aren't exactly. It's like a different world.
yeah. Um, it's more tropical in some spots, but it's more, like a permanent fall in others. So, uh, I built, the Ark, and that was, like, very tropical. Um, the top of the skull isn't, but, the bottom is. Um, it looks like the hook is all just rocky. The scythe is all tropical. The bowl is sort of all rocky. The pincers are more of a uh, uh, Japanese style land.
Yeah, because I know there's like temple, jade temples and all that.
Yeah.
Very Japanesey.
Yep. And the loop, can't really tell, but it looks like it's a mixture. And the shield is like sort of sandy.
Yeah, I'd say the shield is because I know there's one island on it which is just like deserted barren.
Yeah,
I
that'll
guess
be
like
fun.
it's the Deadlands or whatever you want to call it. So the island you're building at the moment, what's its sort of like special?
Um, its main export is black powder, so we'll be adding special bombs and stuff for
Yeah.
potions, um, cannons for ships. Um, so far, that's about it. I don't plan on adding guns into the game.
Oh no, that would be the killer.
Yeah, the lore.
So that's black powder. I'm trying to think of let's um well I'm gonna write a list in the chat. So from my knowledge of doing player owned ports on RuneScape, so there's bamboo, gunpowder. Oh, this isn't in order, so don't worry. Black powder. There's slate. There's jade, I believe. Cherry wood. Um, trying to think of the other one. I know there's some the new ones like E or something. Not really important now, but let's just do those for now. So let's say bamboo. What would you say bamboo used for?
Uh, construction.
Well,
um,
let's
instruments. I don't know.
like you said with the black powder. Black powder could be used for like grenades. But so let's say it's for like the players use. So say if I was sailing to Eastern lands to get some bamboo, what would I do with that bamboo?
Um, Well, what could we use it for? Um,
Um, I guess uh, bamboo. I guess you could try and use it with construction.
Common uses for bamboo.
Yeah, we're
um,
making bamboo resources and we don't know what to do.
General uses for bamboo. Decorations, building materials, fabrics and clothing, cooking, agriculture, weapons, and instruments. Okay,
I
so
know there's
there's a
like
list we could
bamboo
use
wood.
right there.
Well, let's try keep like one resource for one skill. So we got black powder for herb lore. So let's say uh completely forgot its name, bamboo. Let's say bamboo can be for construction. So we've talked about player-owned houses quite a lot on streams. So let's say I have a house in I don't know, Varrock, and it's my house is filled. It's I've spent a lot of money on it, but it's I'd say people are starting to get the same house as mine. So let's say I could sail to the eastern lands and get some bamboo. I've got the skills, and let's say I've spent a few hours there. I've got enough bamboo, so let's say I can now orient like all my stuff. Maybe plant some bamboo. I know that sort of seems like sort of against like logic because bamboos in the east grow in like Barrock, but although let's just say I could change my like chairs and tables to some sort of like Japanese looking because I've used like bamboo on it, something like that.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Like you can just upgrade your pretty much. Maybe we could get some sort of like we've had the well, me and you we've discussed fast traveling. Uh, I don't think we should go into detail about that stream. But you pretty much like once you've explored the island, there's a certain way you can fast travel to it. So let's say you've got enough bamboo and you've got a portal room in your basement. I don't know, maybe you could buy or not buy. Let's say you could build some sort of like portal which goes to the Eastern Lands, maybe. So we need it to be this goes for Eastern Lands in general. We need the Eastern Lands to be replayable. So like, I'm trying to think. I don't know. Let's say some place, we would spend ages on it. Or let's just say the Eastern Lands. So, we're spending months and months on the Eastern Lands. Well, not yet, but in total. So
Yeah,
we don't want it to then once it's in the project. There's no point going to Eastern Land. Waste of time. You don't really make any money. And there's better ways of getting XP and all that stuff. So, maybe not maybe we need to make some sort of replayable value. So with the bamboo, like I just said, say what's the point of going all the way to Eastern Lands just to make your chairs look different in your house? Like I just say, you get a portal and port there pretty much be better in my because, but it'll make you need to get bamboo, so you don't want to always keep running to south of Sophenheim, quite far away. So that's my reason behind bamboo, how it can be used in the game. Um, what would you think about
um, sort of the same lines. There's not a whole lot besides what you listed. Um, of course, uh, these islands offer more than just um,
that? Oh yeah,
resources. There's
totally forgot
quests,
about that.
treasure, stuff like that. Um, so we covered bamboo, black powder. What else is there?
Um, gunpowder. What's the difference between black powder and gunpowder?
Um, Black
I would,
powder is
I would
not
say.
refined.
Oh, sorry, go on.
Black powder isn't refined.
Oh,
At least that's my interpretation of it from what I've got from history classes. That's a good thing to Google. Um,
So gunpowder. I guess I could be linked in with the player-owned ships.
Black powder versus gunpowder. Gunpowder was discovered in China in the 9th century. I guess it's their chemical composition.
Um, I was thinking, maybe they could both just be used for herbal. Black powder could be used, for grenades and um, yeah, you got the player-owned ships. Obviously sailing and all that. So, and we've talked about upgrading your ship and all that. So maybe you need some gunpowder to buy can. And we can make it so like we hopefully to have it so pirates will invade your ship every now and then. So if you got some cannons, there could be a small chance that you could defend yourself and sort of like stop the pirates. Because I'd say these encounters are sort of like fillers in your gameplay. What I mean by like fillers in your gameplay is say like something like clue scrolls. They take you away from the main, well, what you're doing to do, sort of like take a break and all that stuff. So let's say you got these. Yes, let's say I'm trying to farm back with my sailing back and forth to these islands, and I get invaded by some pirates. No, at first it might be, oh cool, some I don't want to keep grinding bamboo, so this combat would be a good break. But then, no, let's see if it keeps happening. You're getting pirates all the time. So you want to upgrade some cannons onto your ship, and then there's a higher chance you won't get invaded because the your cannons have destroyed the pirates. So maybe just like no, we could use bamboo for like ship upgrades as well.
That sounds legit. All right. Let's move on to another topic besides resources. Um,
Yeah,
what about intended quests and so on?
intended quests. What do you mean?
Like quests we intend to add to the Eastern Lands.
Oh, um, I guess let's
Whether
go.
that's a series or
Oh yeah.
fetch quests or some crap like that.
Um, the Eastern, well, Player Reports, it has all these adventurers which you do storylines with. I can't imagine us out of that, to be honest, because I'd say the story's not really good in. It wouldn't match because in RuneScape you can't go to the Eastern Lands, so trying to do that storyline would be sort of bad. But I guess, I don't know, like you said, we got reasons, or we need reasons to sort of like get people to come to these islands time, so obviously there's quests. I guess we could add a few storylines, custom storylines. Um, Eastern Lands is, it's in RuneScape. Obviously, you can't go to it. I guess Eastern Lands is custom and non-custom. So I guess we could add some sort of custom storyline, in my opinion. Um, let's say the militia of this town are getting sick. This warlord who's I don't know, killing civilians and burning down villages of their or farmlands or whatever. And that could be some sort of a storyline. So first off, you try to. And this is off the top of my head. So let's say it's a 3-part quest. So you join the militia to stop them. The first quest, you sort of like, I don't know, you find out their plans. It involves like sneaking into their camp, a few combat now and then, and all that stuff. Then another second quest could be you destroy a camp, but then you realise it's. And third quest could be you kill the warlord and the thing's safe, or not thing, but the village, or the civilians you've saved.
So something that I have wanted to add is in The Witcher 3, you can capture towns and give them back to the people. So
Yeah.
that's something I would like to add to some of the deserted sections of sailing. I don't know. Something like that sounds like a lot of fun.
Um, I guess we could add some sort of PvP element to it. Just going based off what you said, obviously we don't want to try copy other games because then you'll get people like, hey, this is just like The Witcher 3. Maybe, let's say there's three large islands. I'm not gonna go through the sheets and find out which islands are large, but let's just say there's three large islands and they're PvP, so you can PvP on them. But let's say there's like, I don't know, three warlords. You could join them and you could try to think of some random names. So let's say I join Warlord A and sail to Warlord B's islands and capture their stuff. Then it's like Warlord A stuff.
Yeah. Um, Time Sugar asked, how about EL quests? Um, Rewards part of a unique armor set or something. We are adding charters which trigger possible events like pirates, militia
Yeah,
inspection, repairs, caves, ship issues, and so on. And there's a chance that you can get loot, which is a pirate outfit piece. Um,
yeah. The pirate outfit was only cosmetic, so it's like if you're into those sort of like cosmetic things, you'd want to keep doing the you'd want to do the encounters, so like I don't know, you wouldn't get like the as I explained to prevent them. Um, okay, this is being debated between the developers, but this is just my personal opinion. Sure, Colton, you would give your opinion on it in a minute. But I would like to see the Eastern Lands as dungeoneering. So let's look at dungeoneering. You got these coal bags, gem bags, you gravite weapons, which are like just a little bit better than rune. You got like the chaotics. You got these amulets and rings, which do special stuff. I'd like to see all these rewarded in the Eastern Lands. So because I've explained this before, but obviously I'll explain it again. I've God, pardon me. I've tried to build dungeoneering in RuneScape before, and it is not. What am I about? I've tried to build RuneScape in. Oh god, what am I on about? I've tried to build dungeoneering in Molior RS before, and it is really, really hard to do. Um, it's slightly hard, but it's very. Best way to explain it is very stupid. How there was no to is it isn't the game like RuneScape. RuneScape's this tile base, so obviously you would expect to be boxed rooms, but box room after box room after box room. It is extremely tedious, and trying to maneuver around those places, rooms, it's really, really hard. Just to build this very small, I'll try and get a video link in a minute. I pretty much just built a frozen floor one, and we did it. Um, it was very. It took me about a day to build, and obviously, Dungeoneering it's got like 6 floors, so that's like 60 days. Um, and just that one floor, it it had to look really detailed. Everything had to be there. It was a puzzle to make it myself because I had to create puzzles. I can't just let players run straight to the bottom to make sure they opened a certain amount of doors. They found the right keys, what drops a key, because I don't want to hide a key in a crate all the because then it's not going to get blah, blah. Anyways, I'm on point. So my suggestion at the moment would be to add pretty much dungeoneering to sailing. So um, let's say I sail to this pirate island and I kill the leader. I could get like a coal bag. Let's say if I'm the max level to get chaos. It would take me ages to sail to the shield, which is like the last region, and let's say the very last island. There's some like really high level boss, and I try to kill it. It'll drop me a chaotic longsword or something like that. Um, But I guess we could sort of like include that into quests as well. So let's say there's some miners trapped in a cave, and quest is to sort of like help the miners. You know, at the end of that quest, they could give me a gem bag, which obviously stores gems in it, something like that. So that's just my opinion. What do you think about that, Colin?
Um, would these be on all the islands or just some of them?
Um, well, we've got 50 islands, over 50, I'd say. Um, um, I'm trying to think. We would have to look at sort of like the rewards of dungeoneering and see if they're feasible. But you're not going to go to every single island and find there's some sort of unique item you get. And you could hear from another player like, "Oh, I got this gravite longsword from this island." Then you're going to go to the eastern lands and try find that island. I'd say they would be scattered across some random boss on. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. Um, what we could try to do is test that on a few of them first, when we do open up multiplayer, and see how that goes.
It's like what we did. It's like what we did with what I did with Herblore. It was just very beta stuff, just in case anybody's thinking why are we working on Herblore when the server's not even there. 30 minutes looking at what potions was available in Neverwinter Nights 2, which we could use, which is similar to RuneScape. So there's stat boosting potions, there's healing potions, which could be some like, and this strength potion, and all that stuff pretty much. So I guess it'll be the exact same on how we did that. So like I'd look at the dungeoneering rewards in RuneScape, and I'd see what's usable and doable. Um, I know we stopped talking about resources, but I guess one resource, something like a bamboo, we could use that to make some unique items. So like, there's sites in RuneScape's rewards dungeoneering thing. So this just means, if I had a maple longbow and I put a sight on it, it would just mean the bow would be slightly more powerful. So let's just say, we could make sights out of it. So something like that.
That could work. That sounds good. All right. I've started on a new island, the Sunlit Vale.
Oh, it's funny how you see that massive green plain, and then it turns into this massive island.
Yeah. Yeah. So this section is done. You can sort of see the Sunlit Vale if you're on the shoreline here from this perspective. Yeah, so I'm going to save.
Then you sort of like you take in like those massive green plains, just a massive green plain, and then you see places like Varrock, which looks nothing like it used to be. And what I mean by really flat green, a really flat ground. I can't even talk. A flat plain of green grass. I'm getting tongue tied so bad at the moment.
All right, Sunlit Vale. Sort of like long.
So, what is this island? Sunlit Vale?
Yeah. Uh,
What region is that in? And
the skull.
oh, the very very small one.
Yeah. Well, it's not that small. It's
Well, compared to the other one,
it's two of
the
them.
ILG. Oh, right.
It's a very long one and then a very small one.
So
So,
what's special about this island?
popular with mermaids because of its warm, shallow seas. So, probably,
I
um,
guess it would just be some tropical beach, maybe.
yeah, essentially that.
So, what's your plans? You know, you just said a tropical beach with mermaids. Obviously, mermaids aren't in Neverwinter Nights 2, so what would be your suggestion for that?
Do we have sirens? We'll just replace them
We
with
don't have
that.
sirens, but I know some creatures which we could use to look like sirens because, you know, sirens could be, they're different in appearance.
Yeah. Okay, so on the map, it sort of looks like these black dots, but it doesn't really say what they are at all.
Huh. I guess rocks,
It's
maybe?
only in the skull. Maybe rocks. I don't know.
So, this is a tropical beach. Well, not tropical. No, it could be a tropical beach. So like it's only got mermaids on it, right?
Yes.
Well, so it's hampered by mermaids.
For the most part, yeah. That's pretty much it.
So, what do you think we could do for to this island to make it an attraction? So, you know, if I'm a player and I'm sailing around the eastern land here, like this Pacific Bay or whatever it is, you know, just it's got mermaids on it. You know, what's the point of me going there? You know, it's got mermaids. It's not really got any like towns or whatever.
Um, I don't know. Not sure
I
yet.
guess there could be a quest, or there's some sort of like random sea beast which is eating the mermaid, and they want your.
Well, since we don't have mermaids, we could probably experiment with making them. Um,
Well, I guess the mermaids would be. I know that's really obvious. The mermaids would be in the water, so
yeah.
maybe we could just make them, you know, swimming around. Because we're working on swimming. I guess you know they could just be NPCs, so you don't get to see their legs, but you get the impression they're mermaids.
I have the impression that you're a mermaid, but I'm not gonna say anything about it.
Oh, somebody's complimenting your video, the sailing one.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
Yeah, that would be. I'd say that would be a time saver because, well, mermaids, you know, they're not going to be walking across the land, because they got fins for their legs. Yeah, I guess just the NPCs swimming on the water. You know, you don't see their legs. That would be good, I guess.
All right, so this will sort of be like the islands that once were turtles, where they're very flat and there's not much happening, which is fine with me. All right, it's still in it's still sort of where stuff isn't as tropical, so I'm not sure what kind of trees or grass it would have.
Um,
Lore has no context on that,
I
and the
guess
picture is
just
fairly hard to go off of.
typical.
Maybe I'll just do like a really barren island.
Well, you know, it's what you're building at the moment. It's a very small island, so I guess you'd just put medium tallish grass. It's not going to be maintained by somebody who's cutting the grass, so it could just be tallish grass and about 3 trees. It's an island in the middle of the sea. It could get swamped any moment with no tides. So I doubt there'd be any like massive trees. Well, it's what you're doing at the moment. It's a very small island, so I guess you just
All right.
medium tallish grass. It's not going to be maintained. So looking at the things we've got to add to free to play, so we've got, let's say, think we've got the free to play is like it's in beta. There's still stuff we want to add to it and finish it up, but then we got like the members, the wilderness, the desert, Tania, um, Crandor, and all that stuff, and Eastern Land. So, where would you say Eastern Lands would be added in? Like,
Um.
obviously, us we want free to play lands fully complete. So then after, I think it would be added in.
Um. Along with Crandor, I would hope, since they generally have the same thing happening.
That would be a massive DLC, like
Yeah.
an expansion.
Maybe we could
Um,
split um sailing up into several expansions. So like we
huh.
have the Ark and the Skull out 1 month, the Hook and the Scythe out another, the Bull,
Oh, that
and
would be really good.
so on. Yeah, keep content flowing. Plus, I wouldn't have to rush on these so much, which would be nice.
Yeah, because Russian would be.
I think I'll
As for
add
the
a
wilderness,
higher terrain here as well.
wilderness is still slightly. Oh, I like the look of that. It reminds me of something. Um, what does it remind me of? It reminds me of Wake Island from 43. I don't know what it reminds me of that.
Maybe because it's long
Yeah,
and thin.
jungle feelings.
Yeah. Alright, now I'm gonna add terrain bump. Because it does look pretty flat here.
It reminds me of Wake Island from 43. I don't know what it reminds me of that. Yeah, jungle feeling.
Alright, that looks pretty good on this side.
Yes, very. You don't need.
Too much at all. Still just a barren island. Alright, so that concludes the Sunlit Vale. Um, next, we have Honto, right?
Yes,
And you're working on
Hunter.
Siren Shell, correct?
No,
No?
I was only working on a bit of a playful sirens and
Oh, okay.
um cyclosis.
Alright.
You can work on what you want. RD is nearly complete to be honest.
Um, I think I'll do Hayuji or Jai, or it's the northmost island of the skull. So HYU dash JI. It looks very tropical.
Huh.
Right. Okay. Water.
So what's special about this island?
Um, Inhabited by sea orphans, which are humans who have fallen victim to an affliction that causes them to have gills, tentacles, and fins. It
Gills
was,
and tentacles.
yeah, it was formerly ruled by Khan, known as Tubjub.
That
Okay,
name.
interesting.
Um, I I guess we could work with sea orphans. I know there's some monsters in Neverwinter Nights too, which have like they're humanoids which have tentacles and stuff. Yeah, I guess it could be that. They look grotesque.
It's a very small island as well. It's about the same size as the smaller part of the Sunlit Vale, so should be easy as
Ah,
well.
that's alright then. Especially because it's
It does look like it gets pretty steep, but I can't really tell because the picture is pretty small.
I'm trying to look at it.
It's on the spreadsheet
Oh,
if you want.
I'm looking on the overlay you have on stream.
Yeah, that's not too good. Plus, I'm only streaming in 720p.
Yeah, that is again a very small island. Um, Bob the cat. That would be hmm. That would be fun to see because I know we can make stuff spawn and despawn. It would be nice to add like Bob the well, just like a cat, randomly spawning in places. I, I think we might call it something different. I might call it after my cat because Bob the cat was named after the developer's cat. Well, the developers or the Jagex cat, as you can call it. So I might name the my cat.
That sounds
Do you have
good.
a cat, Colton?
Not anymore, no.
Uh,
I
we'll
used
ask
to
the
have
other
cats.
developers if I don't know. Imagine Tristan having like 5 cats, and then we'd have to have to eat every single cat. Then you see just like a pack of 6 cats running around.
That's Tristan's cats. So is Bob the cat in Molior? Yeah, that's. I think we should name it after your cat, or maybe we should have a a gnome or I have no idea. I have no clue of what to actually add. What's your
Uh,
cat's name?
Abby. So it'd be Abby the cat.
That could work.
Then there's those T-shirts you get from Treasure Trail. Bob the cat,
Oh yeah.
where it says like Bob says bank your items before going into the wilderness or something. In that case, it would be cool. So like Abby says,
Abby says, "Don't be a little bitch."
Bob the Atari cat. Oh god, if it was Atari, then definitely. God no, I was going nowhere near. Um, well, Atari published it, so I guess it would be Obsidian Entertainment. So Abby the Obsidian Cat It's just this jet black cat. That gives me an idea. What's your opinion on random events?
Could we even do that? I'm sure
Um,
Tristan could find a way to code that in.
I know, I know it's possible to add like spawn in and spawn out. So, especially with the drunken dwarf, which does it. The drunken dwarf spawns. He roams around, then he randomly disappears. So, we could definitely do that. But for making an NPC to randomly spawn on you, talk to you, and teleport you away, I would say that would be close to difficult to impossible. Or maybe not impossible, but but you don't want to put that much effort into coding that. Abby the Tazar cat. Abby says, "Who the fuck is Bob?" I like that.
Let's do it.
Yeah, that's gonna be my next thing I'm gonna work on. Um, I guess I don't think random events would be good. Um, iconic, yes, but their use, no.
The- I don't think they still exist in RuneScape 3, right?
Yeah, they got rid of them, but they put them in. They gave them houses. So like uh, Pirate Pete, he has a house on Brimhaven. Um, I'm not sure where every single one is, but there's the evil twin sister that lives in Varrock. So they've done that stuff, but it's it's pointless because nobody ever goes to them because why would you? They're
Yeah,
just there to
exactly.
be iconic. But I guess random events would just be too much of a pain in the ass because the game takes longer than RuneScape because it's an entire different game and
And there's only 3 people working on it versus like
yeah.
200.
So I guess it'd be too much of a filler. Yeah, Giles, I forgot the name, moved to the GE. Um, Trying to think what else there is. Some sort of like miscellaneous iconic thing in RuneScape we could add. As Bob the Cat. Well, what we've discussed, Bob the Cat, random event. Uh, what? No, actually, no, I don't want to talk about that because that would be very, very, very late game. Um, Trying to think.
We could talk about it anyway. I don't mind.
Also, I'm gonna talk about world events, but I want to imagine what world events to
Um,
like be there.
well, we talked about this a few months back, maybe in previous streams. I'm not sure, but where there was a temporary quest and only
Oh
one
yeah,
person could beat it, and they were uh the champion of Varrock or Falador and so on. And they are permanent titles that you keep until, well, you can keep the title, but the quest restarts every couple months and it's a little bit changed. So it's sort of
yeah.
like a one-time only thing, but we're making it so that multiple players can achieve it.
Um, so what would be? I think you said hero, right? So like, what would they a hero do? Or say if I was like, say if I was the hero of Varrock, what's that mean?
Um, you did the quest before everyone else,
So
and
that's my only reward.
I don't know.
I
Title,
guess we could make some
fame, gold, armor, stuff.
Oh, that would be good. I was about to say, I guess we could make some sort of like special mansion, which only the hero can use, and it's like their house. So,
Yeah, that could work. Um,
um,
go
what I
on.
wanted to talk about was high schools because I'd say that's um, how would you say high schools would work, even if that's ever possible?
Um, well, we could log each player's stats and stuff. Um, in the server location, I saw something that tracks players, and we could just write our own.
Oh,
So we could post them on the website. So that could all be stored in MySQL. So that wouldn't be too hard actually.
yeah, that would be. I know high schools always. I've never been really person to care about. It's always nice to,
Have some competition.
yeah, throw some.
How long have we been streaming?
P6. So we got another 50. How is this? Oh, this is actually a good question. Yeah. Um, this is something we are testing. Obviously, it's I've I tried to test it by doing my single player gameplay. Um, just because it's we're trying to make an MMO, which is for scale of RuneScape. Having one person test everything, it's not so good. So to my knowledge, leveling is pretty hard-ish. You know, you've imagined me trying to get a Mithril. You said, well, Mithril in general. You probably think, oh, I could get that in a day. But I've on my single player account, it probably took me about 20 hours to get to level 8. And at level 8 I can unlock Mithril. But it's how it works with leveling is with every single typical MMO. Well, not every single MMO, but like 99% of them. It's all about grinding. So if you want to level up, especially RuneScape, you gotta grind everything. So you'd spend an hour or two at goblins when you'd go to another higher place, spend an hour there until you're like until you're like high level. Then you just stay in one spot for days and weeks. How it's I didn't really intend for this to happen, but it's just how it is, and it's quite good. Um, so let's just say you get off Tutorial Island and you get 1k XP level 2, so you're level 2. You've got the basic tools, you've got just a small amount of cash, pretty much it. So it's it's then about survivaling because PVMing is quite difficult, I'd say, at the beginning. We currently have somebody in our team who's testing combat for us. He's the quality assurance of our team. So, uh, very basics of what he would do is he would go to goblins. He would try killer goblins with his fists, so like no armor, no weapons. He'd equip a weapon with no armor, then see how it sort of like the outcome of it. Then he'll try no weapons with armor, see how it happens. Then he'll try like with weapons and so all that stuff. It's so like I was saying, with the monsters are quite difficult, but obviously we need to try and get everything balanced. But at the moment, um, you're getting XP as you go along, sort of like survival. Like I said, you get off Tutorial Island, you're level 2, you get all these tools. So, you'd want to go mining, you want to go fishing, and you get an XP on the way. And how it works at the moment is every XP you get, and we're changing this, but I don't want to go into that detail just yet, but we're changing it. You're getting all this XP which levels you up. So, when you get into the game, you're not going to find yourself killing goblins for a few hours to get to like a good level. You're going to be finding yourself, well, you're pretty much literally just forced into skilling and doing a small amount of PVMing. Um, you're going to switch between the two. So you're going to, you're going to mine some ore to get like a dagger and a bronze helmet. Um, you're going to fish some food. You're going to go to goblins, get some money and XP from goblins. Then obviously, you want to upgrade your gear or you need more food and all that stuff. So, there's also quests which are a great filler because they give a good chunk of XP. Um, I did a lot of quests gameplay, single gameplay. They got me the most levels, I'd say. How death works at the moment, it works like RuneScape, so you die, all your items drop, you respawn in Lumbridge, and that is it. Your items don't disappear over time. So let's say the server's up, I die in some really far ass isolated place which would take me like 20 minutes to run to. So you're probably thinking, screw, I've completely lost all my items now because they're going to disappear in a minute. And it takes me 20 minutes to get there, but your items, and this goes for dropping, so if you drop an item, um, items stay on the ground. It's really logical, to be honest, because why would items disappear in a minute in real life? So if you drop an item or you lose your items on death, those items are gonna stay there forever until either the server resets, pretty much. But of course, either if the server resets or somebody else loots them. So let's say I'm heading into Relica Slayer dungeon, and I see somebody. Well, I don't see somebody. I see these items on the floor. That person could have just died a minute ago, or they could have died, yesterday. To be honest, I can't imagine the server resetting every single day. So, you know, you can find somebody's items which they lost a few days ago. But we've only discussed this a little bit, Colton, about um, to like having more lore into death because we're very me and Colton are very lore and we like our lore. Um, so we'd like to add some sort of scene slash scenario when you die. So when you die, you don't just respawn in Lumbridge because that's random. Um, it doesn't make sense. So maybe you spawn in this like open fields and you talk to this guy you presume is death. Then he's talking to you like, oh, this is what I've said. He's talking to you. He's like, you're the champion I've chosen. I described it as a way. So if you're a follower of Guthix, um, the person would say something like, I've chosen you to bring balance into the world, and your task is not complete yet. So he revives you and you spawn in Lumbridge. Um, but let's say you're a follower. You're gonna talk to this hooded figure, and then he's gonna say something like, your task is to bring chaos into the world, and you've barely done that. Go forth and continue your task. And obviously you respawn in Lumbridge. So something like that. Just add lore into it and deaths.
Yep. Yeah.
That was a lot of talking.
We didn't even have a working script for death until about a year ago, which was
Oh
really
yeah.
weird.
Do you remember our Dragon Slayer gameplay, Colton?
Yeah.
We were spawning on spot, and then we reverted into using God mode, so we never died, which defeated the whole entire purpose.
Yep.
I remember the Malzar scenario. He turned me into stone, and I was standing there. This death animation. Well, not death animation. This combat animation because he turned me into stone when I was swinging my sword. So I was just this like pretty statue. While Colton was trying to survive against some zombies, we left in the other room. That was hilarious and frustrating.
That was fun though.
Yeah, teleporting is currently in game. It was part of the 0.6. Um, teleporting works slightly different. Um, I'm actually going to redo it because the quest I made was, in my opinion, a complete mess. It was a really long quest to do, and it was very complex. It took me more than a day, so I don't like completing. Well, I don't like making quests um, in one day, especially custom quests. So, say if I was making vampires, but it took me 2 days. When I stop on day one, I know where to continue on day two because I've done the quest is in RuneScape and I know. But with this custom quest, it took me a few days. So one day I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. Then the next day I was like, okay, what was my sort of like train of thought for this quest? And then the quest is good, but it doesn't. It's very long for what it's supposed to do. It's just supposed to be a tutorial on rune crafting. I plan to redo it, but in the moment, um, you find these books from PVMing, or I think you can buy them from this person. But you find these books. The books hold information on teleporting. So there's one book per teleporting place. At the moment, we've only got Lumbridge, Varrock, and Falador. So 3 books of them. Obviously, we've created a lot more. So um, for Lumbridge, you need level 1 rune crafting, I believe. So you teleport. Well, you get this book, and then you read the book, and it tells you like this wizard. This is just for Lumbridge, of a Lumbridge book. I think it's called the Book of Menace. It's got some Latin word for some stuff. Um, So you're reading this book. It tells you what runes you need because a wizard wrote this book. Like I said, we like our lore, so I didn't want to just make a book that says, "Hey, you need this many runes." So it's like a wizard's journal who wrote the book. So the wizard's talking about like he was experimenting with runes, and then you test. Well, he gets the teleport right with the amount of runes. So it's all about reading it, but once you've done it once, you don't have to do it again because you
Yeah.
know how many runes.
I just
Um,
linked in chat our runecrafting spreadsheet if you
oh,
guys
thank
want
you.
to
Yeah, so
take
that's
a look
what.
at that.
Oh, now I can see what was on about. Um, so I think it was what book was it called? Oh yeah, that's it. Aris, the tomb. Oh yeah, the Tomb of Aris is it? So in the Tomb of Aris, you get this book from the. So it's like the first teleporting one you get. So you get this book, you read it, you like wizards writing down all his experiments with runes. He's like, then you eventually find out it's 10 mind runes and 30 air. So once you got those runes, you read the book, and then you have to do a 3 words teleporting phase to say. So like, so I'm just trying to think. So let's say the phase is A, B, C. So you're going to read the book. There's many options, so you can fail. And I choose A, B, C. Um, if you're looking at the spreadsheet, pretty much what you can see for Lumbridge, it says you either need 10 mind, body, or law. So you're probably thinking, why not just use 10 mind because 10 laws is going to be again expensive. So I we needed a way to make runes usable good because runes don't require, well, spells don't require runes in Neverwinter Nights. To script something like that would be impossible because we're trying to make spells limited so you can cast. This goes into more detail, which I'll explain at some point later on. So obviously, runes spells don't require runes. So what we're gonna do with these. So what I've done is there's three stages of or three ways of teleporting. If you're level one, well, this actually you don't need a level to do different ones. So let's say I have 10 mines and 30 air. I would then be able to read the book and then teleport to Lumbridge, but it would take me 30 seconds to teleport. So once I've completed the 3-word phase, my screen would turn to black. It would wait 30 seconds and then I'd teleport. So if I had 10 body, it's not 30 seconds, it's 15 seconds. So, it's shorter. So you'd want to get these, the better runes. But if I had 10 laws, for example, it would teleport me instantly. So if you want to get to some place, fast, I think so. Trying to think of a scenario. Let's say I'm mining ore and I'm teleporting to that. I would then, I'd be constantly teleporting. I don't want to keep waiting 30 seconds using mind runes, so it would be a great investment to get those lore runes, and it would make lore runes worth something. So as you can see, this goes for all the other stuff. Yeah, and something like Gielinor, which only requires cosmic. Again, cosmic runes are used in enchanting, but we'd want to use it. Cosmics aren't really that good as a moneymaker. I just wanted the cosmetics to be more of a use. Cosmics, not cosmetics. What am I? Cosmics. Sorry. I just wanted cosmic to be more of a use. So you've got you could use cosmics for enchanting and teleport. Thank you, Time. It was a very complex system to work out because you got to use something out. We still have a lot of free-to-play quests to make. Gunner's Ground, that would be impossible because project is set in the 5th age, year 20. So you're probably thinking, okay, what's any difference? What this means is pretty much the Fremeniks of Relica and the Fremenic province, they haven't invaded the other land. Fremeniks, barbarians pretty much. The barbarians invaded the gnomes, which forced the gnomes into trees. They destroyed all the rune crafting altars, which we would actually need to improve those because the rune altars were destroyed by the barbarians because they didn't like people using magic inappropriately. So they destroyed the rune altars. So at the moment, the rune altars are destroyed because this was from early stages early years of the project. So we need to make them some sort of like these fully constructed pillars and beautiful looking structures. So obviously the barbarians didn't invade, so there's no barbarian village. So that place is just a crossroads. So Gunner's Ground would be impossible. Romeo and Juliet, that a very novice quest. It's just a quest, really. There's nothing really special about it. So yeah, I see no harm in adding it, really. Probably will add it because it's, like I said, it's just another quest to be done.
And some of these quests we could relocate as
Oh
well,
yeah, definitely.
since um, landscape is changed a little bit. People have changed, leadership, and
But I
so
guess we
on.
could add Gunner's Ground is like a dwarf who's trying to fall in love with a barbarian, but the daughter's dad is. So Yeah, we could add some sort of like small barbarian camp outside Relica, which this quest is. Because Caldegrim's really close to Relica, so it would be logical for a dwarf to be there. So yeah, we could just do that. See, relocate it. The other quests we need to add into free to play is like the Knight Sword is obviously not there because there's a lot of law changes. Obviously, again with the barbarian invades, the barbarians didn't destroy the halls of Kamdozan. They destroyed them because they thought the dwarves was using superheat spell to sort of like help with smithing. But obviously, because the dwarves didn't invade, the halls of Kamduzal are still there. So obviously, the Night Sword is about finding these rare dwarves which died from the barbarian invasions because like I just explained, and the guy needs a blue right sword. So obviously the Night Sword won't be there, so we need to compensate for the quest. So we'd probably make some smithing and mining quest in the halls of Kamduzal. The halls of Kamduzal is something I need to showcase. Pretty much. Very beautiful underground dwarven city which we've built, which is underneath Ice Mountain, pretty much.
Yeah.
Um, Other quests would be the Champions Guild. So obviously Dragon Slayer isn't there because Alvarg hasn't destroyed Crandor. Um, if you've been with us for a while, you would understand that we want Crandor to be an expansion, and we have Crandor as a fully built city at the moment. You can find a lot of videos on it. So we would need, obviously, the whole point of Champions Guild is to slay the Dragon of Alvarg, Crandor, but obviously you can't do that now. So we've got some other things installed for the Champions Guild. So like you would kill, no, not you would kill. You would do every single free-to-play quest to get into the Champions Guild, and then you would accept a quest from the Champions Guild, which would you pretty much to get to Crandor, you need to be a champion of Misthalin, pretty much. So, like the quest we just explained out, you would have to do every single free-to-play quest to enter the Champions Guild. And then once you're in Champions Guild, you'll be given a quest. This quest, I'm not quite sure what could do. Maybe we could add some sort of like some dragon boss in the wilderness. So you got to go into the wilderness because this dragon's a threat to, Misthalin and Asgarnia. So you're tasked with some troops to go in and to kill this dragon.
Oddly enough, I don't think I have any screenshots of the wilderness
Um,
since you redid it.
yeah, I don't think you would, because I did it. Yeah, I still need to detail the. It's funny. My live streaming started off with detailing the wilderness, but I took a break because detailing the wilderness was quite boring to live stream because it was just making stuff more grayer and darker. So I went on to like Polvinich in the desert. Then I went into like Relica. Then I went to like the Backstorian Falls, the Piscatorius hunting grounds, and now I've been live streaming Ardy. But yeah, I would need to get into sort of like doing the wilderness. At the moment, I'm trying to finish. It is looking great. If you're on our Facebook, you can see a picture I uploaded the other day.
All right, that just about wraps it up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep. So, thank you for watching the stream. Please like and subscribe. Actually, liking does absolutely nothing. It does nothing. So,
Well, if you like the stream,
please
just
subscribe.
like it. Yeah, if you're new, subscribe. So, see you all later.